Hey, it's Big Z, 4 times World's Strongest Man, and you're watching World's Strongest Fan.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we kick off with strongman Josh Lancaster. He's doing a heavy stone to shoulder, weighing 120 kilos or 264 pounds. He said it felt like 0 out of 10, but I thought he did okay. We now move into the bench press, and first up it's powerlifter Blake Leehugh. He says, less than 2 weeks to go until the American Pro, and my bench couldn't be going much better. This is only the third time I've successfully benched 500 pounds, and I think there could be a little bit more on the day. Next up, someone else doing bench is John Hack, and that is 272.5 kilos or 600 pounds touch and go. That was seriously heavy. Next up, it's Robert Oberst. He says his doctor said there's no way you'll be able to return strong enough to get your overhead record back, and Robert says, watch me. Next up, it's Ragnador Jonas. She was out competing at Iceland's Strongest Woman, and she broke the record in the log press. This is the new Icelandic record. It's 100 kilos or 220 pounds. That was a really strong press. Awesome news for her, and we've got some more later on. Next up, we move into the log press, and here is Big Z still preparing for the Shaw Classic. The weight today is 155 kilos or 341 pounds for 2 reps. We now move into some squatting, and first up it's powerlifter Lea Bavoil. She says, feeling kind of strong again under the barbell, despite my body weight still being lower than usual at 63.5 kilos. Here's a clip from Laura Vogelsang. She says a very, very fast 232.5 kilos or 513 pound squat. Next up it's Gavin Bell, squatting like world's strongest man, with 272 kilos or 600 pounds. Next up it's another powerlifter. This is Bob Matthews. He says he hasn't had this much fun on a deload session in ages. The weight on the bar today, 290 kilos or 640 pounds for 2 reps, and he made those look really easy. Next up it's champion powerlifter Tony Cliff. He said this is his first session back from the World Games. It was quite a warm one. Squatting raw with wraps, he says everything working, nothing is broken, just a bit sweaty, and that is 300 kilos or 661 pounds for 3 reps. Next up, squatting in sleeves with the shakiest bar ever, it's Nedzman Ambiskovic, and that's 350 kilos or 771 pounds. Next up, it's Jonathan Oldham. He says 800 pounds with naked knees. Felt good hitting this a little cleaner, but I spent a lot of energy controlling it in the hole. But overall, he can't complain because that is a naked personal record for him. Next up, it's powerlifter turned strongman Luke Null. He's doing a heavy frame carry. He says, it ain't much, but it's honest work. And he rounds out the first half of today's video.
Come on, Nate.
Let's go.
There you go.
Easy.
There you go.
Now we're into the second part of today's video, and we kick off with the deadlift from powerlifter Susanna Toth. She says, I had a bit of a rage with it, because recently my grip decided to be bad, but I'm still happy. Next up, she's back again. It's French powerlifter Lea Bavoil, pulling 210 kilos or 463 pounds, and that was really smooth. Next up, it's Jessica Bittner. She says, feels good to be working back up 6x2 cluster sets on deadlifts from yesterday, 215 kilos or 475 pounds for 2 reps. Next up, it's strongman Ash Broughton. He's been working really hard in the background, prioritising a lot of fitness into his training. You can see that here, pulling 300 kilos or 661 pounds for 3 reps. Next up, it's Daniel Garcia, also known as The Rock. He said he had a good deadlift session this evening, pulling 320 kilos or 705 pounds. Here's a clip from Lee Shaw. He said it's his last deadlift session until comp. It wasn't the easiest day when his last warm-up didn't leave the ground. When you've been in this sport as long as he has, you realise when you're weak, when you're tired, and also when you don't nail it perfectly, but that's 330 kilos or 727.5 pounds for 2 reps. Next up it's Josh Bartlett, pulling a heavy top single, 331 kilos or 730 pounds, and he holds it there for quite a while. Next up we've got another clip. This comes from Gavin McNamee. It's actually his submission for the official Strongman Games. It's a deadlift and it's 4 times body weight. The weight is 360 kilos or 793 pounds for 3 reps at a current body weight of only 90 kilos. There goes rep number 3, and hitching is perfectly allowed in Strongman. Next up it's powerlifter Chris Wiest. He says, "It's been what feels like forever since I felt this good. Between new work schedules, life and small injuries, this was a huge relief and a big win for me, so let's keep the ball rolling." Next up it's Andrew Prosser. He says, "Touch and go deadlifts for the official Strongman Games online qualifier. I do feel though like I've got a little bit more in me, but I don't plan on doing it again unless I start dropping in the rankings." And if you blink, you'll miss it. Here is Ivan Makarov prepping for the World Deadlift Championships with 470 kilos or 1,036 pounds. I've now got some competition news, and here is a really great photo of Ragnador Jonas, who is now Iceland's Strongest Woman 2022. She says she won all of the events except for the last one because she was being lazy. Next up it's another win. This time it's Rebecca Roberts, who is the new Wales Strongest Woman, so congratulations also to her. Now I thought I'd finish off today with a couple of overhead medleys. First up it's Jordan Osborne, the current Australia's strongest man. He says, "Getting into the pointy end of my prep now for the overhead event at the Strongman Showdown in Finland. Here's a loaded dumbbell weighing 95 kilos or 209 pounds, and he makes that look really easy. The last implement is going to be a log. The weight of this, 150 kilos or 330 pounds, and that's some going, especially after all of the other implements." And seeing us out today, it's Josh Lancaster, that dumbbell 53 kilos or 116 pounds. Next up he moves into the log press, 110 kilos or 242 pounds, and he also competes at under 80 kilos body weight. The final implement is an axle, 120 kilos or 264 pounds. Anyway guys, that's it from me today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe, and I'll catch you again as always on the next one.
Kill the shit. 400. Triple, let's fucking go. Come on. Keep it against you, keep it against you. Get the shit. Go on. Yeah, come on, Mike. Let's go. Take your time. Go on. One more. Fucking get it. Fucking get it. Yeah.